Right now at 4:30, it's been exactly 1 week since a mass shooting inside a Georgia school. 4 people were killed when authorities say a 14-year-old opened fire with a high-powered rifle inside Apalachee High School. Yesterday, students at schools in the county went back to class, but a return date for the 1,900 students at Apalachee is still unknown. And as families announce funeral arrangements for the 4 killed, there's a growing consensus about possible future lawsuits. Joining me now is Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. So Khalif, we'll start with this. The fact that this is all so fresh in everyone's minds that, no lawsuits at this point have been filed. But if recent civil litigation has shown us anything, it's that it is possible. So could we start to see some of the families of these victims going after, for instance, the maker of the gun that the 14-year-old used in the shooting?
Easy answer, yes, 100%. There will be pending lawsuits extremely fast. Daniel Defense has been recently sued, gun manufacturer Remington, they were sued, Sandy Hook lawsuit. You see a number of ways that individuals are trying to find a way to find accountability towards companies, but you're also seeing video game manufacturers, Activision, they were sued. Anybody that's connected to guns and gun violence, it seems like there is someone attempting to sue them in some capacity, and we're a very litigious society, so it makes sense that if you're not going to enforce some type of meaningful gun regulations, that finding a way to hold these manufacturers liable, so maybe at some point you roll back to gun manufacturers. I think that is the attempt by these lawsuits, and before they were shielded from these type of litigations, but not anymore. It seems like more and more lawsuits against manufacturers are being pressed for, where not only are they able to go forward with this filing the claim, they're filing it and they're getting, substantial amounts. So yes, I think there will be lawsuits pending, and you can see that everyone will be on the table.
So there is a Georgia state statute that indicates that only an individual who has been physically injured can seek civil compensation. So what exactly does that mean for the victims? Because, you have the 4 victims who were killed, but what about all the other students who have been impacted?
Excellent question. And so that, because it derives out of personal injury, right? You're talking about, if you look at the statute, it says injury to person. And so in all the individuals that there were not killed, that were just harmed, that were just injured, you're talking about they can bring a claim on their own. But then the families of the people that were killed would have a wrongful death claim that they can bring, and they would bring it on behalf of the family. Those types of claims in the state of Georgia, they have 2 years to bring them. But also you would have something called loss of consortium. So anyone that was killed and then their spouse would bring a claim, they have 4 years to bring a loss of consortium claim. That injury to person, that loss of life, that wrongful death, that's just looking at, what they could have earned. That's looking at, their value, both tangible and intangible. But if you're talking about that loss of a consortium for the spouse, that's, I lost my companion. I lost my ability to hold this person, to look at this person. You really can't put a dollar amount on that. And so that type of claim, that's where you see these claims going, astronomical.
But what about the victims who may not have been physically harmed, but who will suffer repercussions for years, potentially their whole life after this?
Typically, if you can bring a claim, if I can go quickly against a manufacturer, it would have to be for some type of negligence. So then it would open the door for negligent infliction of emotional distress. That would be the claim that they would bring. And in those types of claims, even if you're having some emotional distress, it has to birth out some physical manifestation. It just can't be emotional. I have to have this emotional distress,
tangible.
And now I can point to, now I'm going to treatment. I'm having tremors. I'm going to peeing in the bed. It's opening up the door to some physical manifestation. It just can't be emotional. So typically you say, have you been seeking treatment? Well, how long have you went to treatment? Okay, now you can bring a claim. It just can't be the emotional part, but that opens the door for multiple claims, not just for the people that were harmed, for sure.
Okay, thanks so much for educating us on that topic. Appreciate it.